Attention passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news. Something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, folks. Buckle up because what we're about to discuss could be one of the most impactful storylines of this NFL season, especially for the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade involving the Cincinnati Bengals and a key player that could alter the entire landscape of the NFC playoff picture. The name in the spotlight is Trey Hendrickson, a proven pass rusher who has been one of the Bengals' top defensive assets. But now, there's talk that Cincinnati might consider trading him, and the Cowboys are right in the middle of this mix. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, for starters, Hendrickson has established himself as one of the top edge rushers in the league over the past few seasons. Since entering the NFL as an undrafted free agent back in 2017, he's defied expectations, earning a Pro Bowl nod in 2021 and then again from 2022 through 2023. It's not just about the honors. The numbers speak volumes. Hendrickson has accumulated 64 sacks, 122 quarterback hits, and a pass rush grade of 92 from PFF over his career. In 2025 alone, he's put up 5 sacks and 23 pressures, maintaining a win rate of 24% and an EPA per sack of -0.34. These are elite numbers, especially considering he's been a rotational player, averaging around 91% of the snaps this season, and ranking among the top edge rushers in the league. But it's not just the stats that make Hendrickson attractive. His versatility and consistency have made him a crucial part of Cincinnati's defense, especially in their pass rush schemes. And here's a key point. The Bengals, despite their recent upswing, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. They're balancing a tight cap situation, around $15 million, and trying to make strategic moves to keep their window open, especially with Joe Burrow's massive extension, which pays him $55 million annually. The Bengals are hesitant to commit long-term to aging players, and with Hendrickson now 31, they're wary of investing too much in a player who might be nearing the decline phase of his career. The team's struggles are well documented, particularly in their secondary and run defense. Cincinnati is allowing a staggering 232 passing yards per game, ranking 23rd in the league in pass defense. And their run defense isn't much better, ranked 25th, allowing 138 yards per game. They've been trying to patch things up, but the defense is leaking, and the coaching staff, led by Zach Taylor, is clearly prioritizing youth and the future. That's why a trade involving Hendrickson makes sense for them. They're looking to replenish their draft capital and bring in younger players, especially on the defensive line, which is a key focus for their rebuild. Now, let's talk about the Cowboys, because their interest isn't just speculative. Dallas, with a 4-3 record, has been searching for that perfect edge presence to complement Micah Parsons. Parsons, of course, has been phenomenal, with 7 sacks this season. But the team needs that second threat to collapse pockets and generate pressure from the other side. Hendrickson, with his ability to rush the passer from the right side, would be a perfect fit. The Cowboys' front four, ranked around 18th in EPA per rush, could see a significant boost with Hendrickson joining forces with Parsons. the defensive line would become even more formidable, especially if they can get Hendrickson to produce the kind of pressure he's known for. Over 15 sacks in a season, which he's projected to reach if he stays healthy and gets enough snaps. What makes this potential trade even more intriguing is the way the Cowboys plan to utilize him. Dallas has been emphasizing technique and scheme adjustments, especially with players like Odighizuwa, who has already racked up 3.5 sacks and earned a solid PFF grade of 84.8. The coaching staff, led by defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, has been working on collapsing pockets internally, and adding Hendrickson would elevate that game significantly. His ability to win against offensive tackles, combined with the Cowboys' focus on creating turnovers, they've been forcing an impressive number of turnovers this season, could turn their defense into one of the most dominant units in the league. From a cap perspective, Cincinnati's willingness to trade Hendrickson makes sense. With a tight budget and the need to fund extensions for players like Jamar Chase, the Bengals are exploring options that could bring in draft picks or younger talent. They might be looking for a first-round pick in 2026, conditioned on Hendrickson's performance or other factors, which would be a major win for the Cowboys, who are always looking to bolster their roster for a deep playoff run. And let's not forget the broader implications. If Dallas manages to acquire Hendrickson, it would significantly boost their Super Bowl odds, pushing them from around +8,000 to +3,200, a substantial increase. Hendrickson's presence as a clutch postseason performer, similar to Joey Bosa or even Khalil Mack in big moments, could be the difference maker in tight playoff games. He's the kind of player who steps up when it matters most, and his experience in high-pressure situations could be a vital asset for the Cowboys' championship aspirations. Of course, there are questions. Some analysts are skeptical about Hendrickson's age. 31 is often considered the starting point of decline for edge rushers, and whether he can sustain the elite production over the next couple of seasons. Additionally, Cincinnati's scheme and their perception of his fit in a pass-first defense might influence their decision. But if he does come to Dallas, the impact would be immediate. The Cowboys would be adding a proven playmaker who can break down protections, force turnovers, and help them control the clock with pressure that leads to sacks and hurried throws. Now, let's look at how this fits into Dallas's broader strategy. The Cowboys have been pretty good at generating pressure, but they've lacked that consistent, game-changing presence on the edge. Micah Parsons is a superstar, but he can't do it alone. Adding Hendrickson would not only give them a second elite pass rusher but also allow Parsons to move around more freely, perhaps even line up inside on certain snaps, creating unpredictable pressure packages. It's about balancing the line of attack, mixing blitzes with base rushes, and keeping opposing quarterbacks guessing. And it's not just about the pass rush. Hendrickson's ability to collapse pockets and work inside would complement the Cowboys' existing strengths, especially with Odighizuwa providing additional interior pressure. The more you pressure a quarterback, the more mistakes they tend to make, and Dallas has been pretty good at converting those into turnovers. Their defense, currently top 10 in points allowed at around 20 points per game, could elevate even further, making them a true contender in the NFC. Now, I know some fans might be thinking about the timing. The trade deadline is approaching, set for November 4th, and that means teams are making decisions, sometimes bold ones. The Cowboys, with their roster and cap space, are in a good position to make a move, especially if it means giving themselves a better shot at a deep playoff run. The question is whether Cincinnati will be willing to part ways with a player of Hendrickson's caliber, especially for a conditional first-round pick in 2026. which is a valuable asset in today's NFL trade market. And, of course, there's always the element of risk. Will Hendrickson adapt quickly to Dallas's scheme? Will he stay healthy and productive? These are questions that only time can answer. But the potential upside is enormous. Imagine a Dallas defense with Hendrickson, Parsons, and Odighizuwa all creating relentless pressure, forcing turnovers, and dominating the line of scrimmage. That's the kind of scenario that could push Dallas over the top, especially in a competitive NFC that's filled with talented quarterbacks and playoff-caliber teams. So, in summary, this trade possibility is shaping up to be one of the most exciting developments of the season. It's a move that could define the Cowboys' championship window, giving them a clear edge on the defensive line, boosting their Super Bowl odds significantly, and setting the stage for a playoff push that fans have been dreaming about. We'll have to wait and see how the negotiations unfold. But one thing is for sure. The Dallas Cowboys are once again in the thick of a blockbuster storyline. And as always, we're here to bring you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights. So stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet, and it could change everything for the Cowboys and their quest for that elusive sixth Lombardi trophy. Pause here, just for a second, if you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Hendrickson's addition would be the missing piece for a Super Bowl run? Are you confident in his ability to perform under the bright lights of the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. And with moves like these, the narrative could change overnight. Thanks for sticking with me. And as always, go Cowboys!